I get roughly 5 to 10 DMs every day from subscribers asking how I was able to turn $1,000 into over $500,000 investing into cryptocurrency. But I need to let you in on a little secret. I got lucky. In today's video, I'm gonna walk you through all of the ups and all of the downs that I've faced investing in cryptocurrency. On May 10th, I started with $1,000, and in less than 7 days, on average, I was earning roughly $1,000 a day trading crypto. I'm gonna show you guys how I lost $250,000 in 30 days. And last but not least, I'm gonna show you guys how getting liquidated on a $10,000 long was the best thing that ever happened to me. Yeah, I know. I got liquidated on a $10,000 Cardano long when the world's best stablecoin, Cardano. But before we rile up all the Cardano and XRP trolls, let's start from the beginning. Okay, just kidding. What's worse than a 2018 Cardano investment? Got him. It's like that sign. It's like that sign at the park where you see that says, "Don't feed the bears." Don't feed the bears. And over here, I can't help myself with the trolls. Watch all the comments. Okay, now that we got the XRP and ADA trolls down in the comments boosting the channel engagement, we can continue on with my lack of intelligence and abundance of luck that I've had over the last 12 months. So let's start from the very beginning. In 2013, 2014, Mt. Gox got hacked and I had a couple Bitcoin, had no really clue what it was, bought it with a buddy, lost it all. 2015, I started mining Ethereum. 2016, life was great. I had mined over 1,000 coins of Ethereum. I had 5 mining rigs. Life was golden. 2017, bull run was popping, breaking record highs. I was on cloud 9 daily. And then 2018 hit. Luckily, I was able to get a couple $100,000 out of the market before things went south, but it got worse. 2018 or 2019, Cryptopia exchange gets shut down by their government. I had went low cap gem hunting, and every single big low cap gem that I aped into, I had on Cryptopia, lost it all. Obviously, if you guys haven't realized already, not the sharpest tool in the shed over here. Definitely didn't learn from Mt. Gox. Let it happen on Cryptopia again. And then smart me leaves all of his other crypto on Poloniex and on Binance. USA changes their laws. Poloniex sends me an email. I don't get it. I open up my portfolio in 2020 thinking that all my crypto is still sitting on Poloniex. Was just like a little kid on Christmas wondering how much money I had in that stocking, to find out that they sold it all at the worst part of a bear market in 2019, cashed out all of my crypto for USDC. And I want to say I had about 5 to 10,000 in there. Did I forget to tell you that I was buying Dogecoin in 2015? Okay, I know what you're thinking. Wow, this guy's an idiot. He lost all of his Bitcoin on Mt. Gox and then he was stupid enough to leave crypto on Cryptopia. Cryptopia got hacked and then he still wasn't smart enough to pull his crypto off Poloniex so that Poloniex didn't sell all of his altcoins into stablecoins in the worst part of a bear market. Yep, that's me, dumb money. To recap that, I got in early as F. I was able to get a couple $100,000 out of the market in 2017, started a clothing business, traveled the world, did a ton of crazy things that I never would have been able to do if it wasn't for crypto. But because of C19, the business that I invested all of that money in didn't play out. I got absolutely annihilated. I've made every single mistake you can make investing in cryptocurrency, and I lost pretty much everything that I left in the market. So fast forward to the 2021 bull run, and the scars, battle wounds, and post-traumatic stress disorder started kicking in like, whoa, as Bitcoin was putting in new all-time high, new all-time high, new all-time high, thinking to myself, aha, not this time, suckers. I'm not falling for it. I'm not going to be that guy who buys the dips and watches his entire portfolio go 95% off as we go into a crypto winter. And by the time that Bitcoin actually finds bottom, I'm completely broke because I bought all the dips and I have nothing left on the sidelines to buy any of these projects when they're 95% off. Now, if we jump over here to the charts, I can't pinpoint exactly what it was about the market conditions. Maybe it was because Bitcoin was putting in higher high, but they were just slightly higher. Maybe it was because on the 4-hour time frame, we've seen Bitcoin break below the 200-day moving average, the 50-day moving average, the 100-day moving average, the 200-day moving average. But when I went bear, I went full on bear. We shorted Shiba here at absolute peak. We shorted Shiba on this push to the upside. We took profits here. We waited for it to pump up. We shorted Shiba here. We shorted Shiba here. We shorted Shiba here. We shorted Shiba here, to the point where I was legit setting limit entry positions on my short. Say it was after it dumped down, Shiba would run up 50%. If Shiba ran up 50%, I was shorting it. So I would set limit buy orders, and I was not using one stop loss, not one, on any of my trades. Not just on Shiba, but I'm talking about Bitcoin, Ethereum. I was literally shorting Bitcoin all the way down to the 30s. And then when it would get to the 30s, I would close out my shorts. I would take profits. I would wait for the market to push back up. And as soon as Bitcoin got to 37,000, I would start setting up limit short buy orders. And I did this live with you guys. So you guys can ask anybody in the SWAT. I wasn't using any stop losses. So from May 10th to about July 15th, 45 days, give or take, I turned $1,000 into $60,000 doing nothing but shorting the market. Not because I was a good trader, not because I had this killer technique. It was 100% because I got lucky that the market actually went in the direction that I wanted it to. There was a few times there where I was so over leveraged on my trades. If Bitcoin would have went up another couple thousands of dollars, it probably would have liquidated me. And I was so over leveraged at certain points that a $20,000 trade could have went the wrong way real quick and liquidated my entire portfolio. So not because I was good, 100% because I was lucky. This leads us up to the next set of lucky events that really changed everything for me. I was so traumatized by the 2017 crypto winter / bear market that I went from a full-on moon boy to one of the biggest Bitcoin bears in the entire crypto space. So if we take a quick look over here at the charts in July, it was around July 21st that I quickly realized what a big mistake I was making. And then after running through a 97-day bear market, Bitcoin recorded 10 out of 10 green candles on a daily chart, running up over 46% in 10 days. Bitcoin started to show more consistent bullish momentum than it had even at the peak of the 2021 Bitcoin bull run. So after being a Bitcoin bear for about 100 days, I just realized that it wasn't all that it was cracked up to be. So I did what any other dumb money investor would do. I invested 100% of my portfolio into a ton of random projects, most of which I honestly couldn't even tell you how to spell the name of the project without asking Siri or Alexa for some help. When I say I did little to no research, I mean I looked at the market cap, I looked at the circulating supply, I glanced at their website for a second, and I aped right in. Honestly, I'm not really sure how I got so lucky. In less than 120 days, I had turned $60,000 into $500,000. But yet again, not because I was smart, but because I was extremely lucky. Here's how it happened. Now, unfortunately, I had to get liquidated on a $10,000 Cardano long before I really started to realize how lucky I was. I had also made enough mistakes to realize that eventually my luck was going to run out if I didn't make some drastic changes in my investing strategy. After being a Cardano bull for half a decade, I was so confident with what was going to happen to the Cardano ecosystem when smart contracts actually turned on that I was able to let myself get liquidated for around $8,000 on one trade. And that was the biggest blessing in disguise. That is when I really started to realize how little I knew about the industry. And that's when I made it a mission that I was going to fully understand blockchain and blockchain technology. And I was going to do as much research as humanly possible. That is when I stumbled upon first principles. First principles are the fundamental concepts or assumptions on which a theory, system, or method is based. Meaning, if you wanted to make a loaf of bread and you couldn't go into a grocery store to buy any ingredients, you would actually have to understand how a loaf of bread is made. You would need to realize that you need wheat, and then you would realize that you needed to grow that wheat. You would then realize that the type of soil you grow it in, the environment, the farm, the land, the seasons, the water, the list goes on and on and on and on. First principles means starting from the absolute beginning.
You have to be able to take a clean sheet of paper, like literally a clean sheet of paper. For example, I tell you, design something that flies, you get wood. Okay. Design something that flies, you get a metal, pick the metal. Well, we don't design planes with steel. Why? It's the perfect metal for everything except flying. It's just too heavy to fly. Without aluminum, you will never design a metal plane. So if I tell you, design a plane that flies in high winds, that's a different design. Design something that works in cold. If you're unable to divine the impact of the change in the material, design something that flies on the moon.
What I explain to people is you have to understand the physics of the situation. The whole thing about flight. You have to understand lift to understand this is about you've got thrust, you've got the wind hitting underneath the wings, so weight is going to become an issue. The amount of thrust that you have is going to become an issue. And when your thrust exceeds the effort that you need to get that lift, then you fly. And if you fail to do that, then you crash. This is about recognizing the way that it works. So tensile strength of the object you choose to build your building is going to determine the amount of weight that it can hold, things like that. And once you understand that foundational layer, now you don't have to necessarily follow a book. You can just think, well, I know that this will work because this is a function of, strength, weight, durability. And once you get the parameters that you're operating under, now you can build something that's new because you understand literally the physics of that situation.
This led me to the question, what is blockchain technology and what is blockchain technology trying to accomplish? Number 1, a ledger of transactions. Number 2, digital software. Number 3, store of value. Okay, well, every single project that I looked into pretty much seemed to meet all those requirements. What separates them? What makes one blockchain better than the next? Speed, security, decentralization, aka the blockchain trilemma. So after 1,000 hours of watching YouTube videos, 20 audiobooks, 10 Netflix documentaries, and doing 20 plus interviews with some of the smartest minds in the industry, one thing stood out. One thing. Michael Saylor saying,
the way that you win is you adopt a thermodynamically sound monetary network as the underpinning. You're going to build Manhattan, build it on granite. What is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is granite in cyberspace, right? It's the most stable property in cyberspace. So any country, any city, any company, any individual, any product, any service can be enhanced by plugging it into that network and then relying upon that as the source of energy in order to differentiate in a competitive world. The general theme is everyone that succeeded, every empire, every individual, every company, they all found a way to be harder, smarter, faster, and stronger.
Harder, smarter, stronger, faster. Let's just say it was an emotional roller coaster. The deeper and deeper I dove down the crypto blockchain rabbit hole, the more I began to realize exactly how bad my investing strategy was and how little I knew about this industry. But it wouldn't be a Ryan Matta story without Lady Luck stopping by, and stop by she did. Now, I don't know how the next string of events exactly unfolded, but somehow Kadena ended up on my radar. I made a video on it. I offered the Kadena team an interview. The Kadena team reached out. I set up an interview with Doug. And again, after my interview with Doug, my entire world changed. I realized that all big layer 1 blockchains were all trying to accomplish the same thing. They're all trying to build a decentralized global network that actually has the ability to compete against legacy businesses like Google, Amazon, Visa, MasterCard, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Then again, I started to remind myself of first principles. What is blockchain? How do they work? What is a Merkle tree? What is a hash? Why is blockchain size important? Why is security important? What is the blockchain trilemma? Speed, decentralization, and security. Over the last decade, ever since the inception of Bitcoin, over 18,000 blockchain-related cryptocurrency projects have launched. Over 1,000 layer 1 blockchains all trying to solve the same problem. But only one of those projects could prove that they could actually accomplish all three, and that was Kadena. Again, right place, right time. It just so happened that when I realized what Kadena was, a majority of the world hadn't yet. At this time, the market was so bullish that legit every single project was putting in new all-time high, new all-time high, new all-time high. And this is when I really started to consolidate my portfolio into Kadena at pretty much an all-time low, when the rest of my portfolio was pretty much putting in an all-time high. Now, don't quote me on this because I don't have time to go back and get you guys exact numbers, but these were pretty close. These are just some of the investments that I made. Polkadot was my biggest bag originally. I aped in between $15 and $20. I sold 100% at $52. I aped into Meta Hero for around $10,000 when Meta Hero was between 2 and 3 cents. I sold Meta Hero at around 16 cents, 100%. I did marketing work for Crow and got paid $1,000 when Crow was roughly 7 cents. I then bought another $5,000 worth of Crow when it was 8 cents. I sold all of my Crow when Crow was around 35 cents. One of my buddies reached out and told me to buy this OR token. I went and grabbed a couple coins of BNB. For some reason, I thought BNB was $200. I had the math messed up in my head. I thought I was throwing, $400 at it, at most 500. I ended up throwing roughly $800 at it. And then out of nowhere, the project just skyrocketed. I ended up turning $800 into $30,000 in less than like 30 days. And then I threw in a little elbow grease, and maybe I made $5,000 marketing work for these projects, and maybe I made another $5,000 in affiliate commissions. A majority of it came from just compounding and, taking profits. It was around that same time that every altcoin was pretty much at its peak or very close to a peak. I started selling everything that I could that wasn't a low cap gem and putting that into Kadena between $1.37 and $3.94. Then a few weeks went by and I hit another couple of moonshots. I took another 10 grand and put it in when Kadena was around $6.79 or $6.89. Because of Kadena, I then found Flux around 37 cents, aped into Flux, and less than 30 days later, Flux was breaking records, putting in new all-time highs around $4.18. So again, a lot of hard work went into finding these projects, but it just so happens that it was a legit perfect timing. The market conditions couldn't have been better. I couldn't have consolidated into a better asset with more upside potential than Kadena, Flux. I don't want to try to act like I'm some crypto guru and the greatest YouTube crypto influencer that you could ever follow. And if you guys hit that subscribe button, you're going to make all this money because I'm making the greatest calls.
I'm not that guy, guys.
I'm not that guy, guys. I'm so not smart. It's not even funny. But I'm learning so much. I'm getting so much better every day. And I wouldn't be able to be here right now making this video if it wasn't for every one of you guys.
Again, my name's Ryan Matta.
See you guys in the live stream tonight.